What's up, gang? Thanks so much for tuning in again to the channel. I'm just making my way down here to the lake because we're at a spot this week that honestly is not quite as good as last week. I think last week was my most favorite spot I've been at in a long time, but we don't have too bad of a spot. We're kind of back in the middle of some woods, but there's definitely the lake behind me. And it's been raining nonstop all week. So everything's kind of muddy and messy and just kind of gross. So I don't know how much exploring I'm gonna be doing. But I got here to camp about 30 minutes ago, guys, and got everything set up. It's been another one of those doozy of a work weeks. I brought a dinner tonight and we're gonna try a brand new cooking appliance. Never used on a camping trip before, so we're gonna give that a shot. I am at an electric hookup site. That was a must for what I brought tonight. So we're gonna give it a go. I don't know if it's gonna work, but let me kind of walk you up to where the truck is so you can kind of see. This is a completely different vibe than last week. We're in woods and trails all around us. Not really a lake view, but it still should be pretty peaceful. We got the truck up there, obviously. I did not bring any firewood. I forgot to get firewood. I'm sure I forgot a lot of things on this trip, and then just kind of like a little cozy little nook back here in all the trees. Now, this park, I've been here several times. They have massive spiders that just start to descend on you as soon as that sun goes down. So when that sun goes down, I'm not gonna be hanging out underneath here. I'm gonna be hanging out underneath my canopy, because I've seen some giant man-eating spiders and I'm just not in the mood for that. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but you can see the lake through the trees. And you can definitely hear it. And the water's way up from all the rain that we had this week. So I can hear the waves crashing on the shore. So it should be pretty peaceful, gang. Minus that dog. So I don't really drink much anymore since last summer. But this has been one of those weeks where I could definitely use some adult beverages. So I brought myself a couple of drinks for this little episode. So we're gonna start off this trip. I found this Fireball in the freezer in our garage. It's been, I don't know how long it's been sitting in that freezer, but it looked good. So we're gonna start this trip off with a little cinnamon swirly shot. Oh yeah, ooh. Wow, that's been a while. I think I might be able to take care of the rest of this bottle tonight. But yeah, I got all my food in here. So this isn't meant to be a shameless plug. It's gonna sound like one, but it's really not meant to be one. But I have a really small little review channel. And this week I posted this cooler on that channel. And I told everyone I was gonna take this thing out to test it out in the wild, because this is running off of my DeWalt batteries, which is pretty cool. My little 5 amp hour DeWalt batteries. So it is it's 5:15 p.m. So I'm gonna see how long, because I got 2 of those 5 amp DeWalt batteries in here. I'm gonna see how long this keeps this cooler running, because I like not being able to have to plug in stuff. So right now, it's sitting at 38 degrees inside, keeping my dinner nice and cold. So that's why you're seeing this weird looking contraption up here. I'm just testing it to make sure that that it works well, because I liked it in my testing. So I like to bring them out here so my little reviews seem a little bit more trustworthy, because I do want to see if it's got any problems, so I can let the few folks that watch that channel, let them know. But what else did I bring? So this is how ghetto I am today. I don't really drink beer anymore, period. So we had some wine, a fresh bottle of wine, and my wife wanted some, so I didn't know how to bring it with me. So she put about 2 glasses in a mason jar and wrapped it up with under the lid some cling wrap. So we're gonna be sipping on some wine out of a mason jar. I got some Fireball. I got all kinds of stuff. I got some cheese, which I'm gonna have a piece right now because I'm hungry. And we're gonna be trying some air fried chicken wings tonight, guys. I bought a little $50 air fryer to use in our RV. So I'm bringing it out here to make sure that it works before we put it in our RV and our kids can't have crispy chicken nuggets, because that would be a meltdown. And I did finally remember to pack some of those little Camco, little cheap $25 leveling blocks, whatever you want to call them. Because when I got here, I noticed that the tent was a little bit angled down to the right, and I hate sleeping when it feels like I'm falling off the edge. So I forgot that I've had them in the back of my truck for months, and I always forget that I have them, but I remembered today. And I also found, I'm sure you guys know this, but wherever my phone is, I don't know where my phone is, but my iPhone app has a built-in level. So I just put the phone on top of my roll-up cover, and I was able to get it pretty much dialed in, so we're pretty much dead flat thanks to my little Camco drive up on leveling blocks. I think they're actually made for like tongue jacks, to put your tongue jacks on, but I just drove my truck on them, so we should be nice and level tonight, so that'll be a bonus. I can already tell that bugs are going to be an issue here today and tonight. So I'm going to get both of my Thermacells up and running. This one seems to work pretty well. I think this one seems to work a little bit better. You got to put it on a bigger butane canister, but I can actually see the the carcinogenic fumes come off of this one more so than I can this little one. But I think with both of them running, I think we'll be okay. But it's not gonna stop those 8-pound spiders. But luckily there's no trees above me. I say that, but last time I saw them like hop trees and dangle down. I'm not a big spider fan, but anyway, let's get this thing going. She's lit. And make sure I got some fuel in here. That's the only problem with this Thermacell that I don't like, is that it takes these little canisters of fuel. I've seen a couple of YouTube videos where it's like you can hack these and you can fill them up yourself, but that's still a pain. So you got to remember to bring these, and you got to remember to bring the little pads that have the poison on them. But hey, if the great Steve Wallace uses them, they got to be good, right? Okay, and you can see the little glow plug. You won't be able to see it, but that's what I was looking at when you fire it. It's got a little glow plug that you can see that heats up, and eventually it'll get warm enough and start to hopefully scatter some of these bugs away. Well, while I wait for these bug killers to do their thing, I guess I'm just going to kind of hang out here in the chair and let's get the wine. Is this not the most ghetto thing you've ever seen? Oh, there we go. I guess this is how we do it in Texas. This is how we transport wine. Cheers. There's just something about drinking out of a mason jar. Doesn't really matter what it is, but I think mason jars make things taste better. Well, I think we're about done being as lazy as I can. I'm getting hungry, so I don't see any point in waiting any longer to cook. So let's get this going. So I got a bag, about 10 pieces of garlic herb and barbecue wings. And I bought this on Amazon, for the RV. It was 49 bucks. I think it's 5 quart, but it's surprisingly pretty big. For 5 quart, I mean, I know it's just 5 quarts, but it's bigger than I thought it was gonna be when it said 5 quarts. So we're gonna get this thing hooked up to the power pedestal, and it's gonna be 10 minutes per side on these chicken wings, so about 20 minutes. So I need to get this started now because I'm hungry and I got a salad to eat and some fruit and all that to kind of go along with this. So let's hope this works. Okay, so I got my cord here. Plug this thing in. It's beeping. That's got to be a good thing. Maybe. And just gonna dump these things in. We got a really good meat market by our house. It sells all kinds of meat, obviously. And we tried these a couple nights ago, and they were really good. So I said, hey, let's bring them here. So we're gonna try it for, man, I can't see, that sun is terrible. 400 degrees. Let's do a time, 10 minutes. And start. I don't see why it's not gonna work. But in the meantime, get this stuff out of the way. I'm gonna chow down. Picked up a salad, haven't had one of these in a while. I got some fruit. And of course my cottage cheese. And my wife made, they're essentially muffin tops. But we had some bananas that were going pretty ripe. And she found a recipe for these, like, they're called banana cookies. I don't know, but it's got chocolate chips, walnuts, but it's essentially like the top of a muffin. And they're so good. So I stole 3 of them to have for dessert. But we're gonna put these back in here so they don't melt. And of course I got some ranch for the wings. And these little salads are awesome. I think they're like $2. This is the apple walnut salad, and it's got cranberries, walnuts, blue cheese, apples, of course, and chicken. But they're actually really good. And I need to get a trash can for all this stuff. It's becoming quite a humorous theme that what can I forget on these trips? And I come out here to make, well, to camp, of course, but to make a YouTube video. So you would think cameras are pretty important, right? You would think so. Well, I left my entire camera bag at home. Luckily, I had this camera in my truck. So if the video looks a little different, I've never used this camera for any of my videos. So I went to go get my bag, shoot some B-roll. There were some birds flying around or something. And I went to go get my camera with my big lens. And it was one of those things where I'm like, where's my camera bag? It's at home. Come here. Come here. Oh, I hope that camera's not too far away. Here. There you go. You want another one? Come here. Got a little squirrel friend. What, you don't like carrots? I guess he doesn't like carrots. He's probably gonna come up behind me and tackle my feet. Now, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, you ready to pounce? All right, well, I was playing with the squirrel. That sounds terrible. This just beeps, so let's take a look, because I gotta flip them and do them for 10 more minutes. Oh, that's what you want, isn't it? Yeah, I see. Okay. All right, 10 more minutes. Start. We're smoking. I don't think that's, I don't know, is that normal? I don't know. Let's hope that's normal. We use our air fryer at home more than we use our microwave. I think we could probably get rid of our microwave. But ours doesn't smoke like that. Maybe it's just the newness. There we go. All right, here we go. That looks pretty good. Ooh, those are hot. All right, gang. I gotta say, guys, these look pretty good. I don't want to spill these things. Ooh, they're hot. But got my all-important ranch. You can't have chicken wings without ranch. And a napkin. But these are gonna be scalding hot right now. So I think we're gonna give it a break and open up the old lollipop. And cheers. Oh, they smell so good. Nope, I can't even touch them right now. Well, let's see what the weather is while we wait. It's 68 degrees outside right now, so it's absolutely perfect. It was windy when I first got here, but the winds kind of died down. But we're gonna get down to, again, 47 degrees tonight. So I brought my little space heater to plug up in there if I need it, but it's still not warm enough for an AC unit, which is good. I don't want to have to lug that thing around, but I kind of want to show you folks how I'm going to set it up eventually. But lately, I just don't need it. And in fact, I need like a little heater and a blanket with it getting down into the 40s at night. So it won't be long here in Texas that I will be cursing myself for saying I want an AC unit. It's so hot, it's so good. Maybe some ranch will cool it down. They're still hot, but they're good. So this meal's kind of, I just wanted to do it because I've never done chicken wings. The thing I don't like about chicken wings is I can eat about 50 of them because they don't really fill me up. So these 10 that I have here probably aren't gonna do any kind of damage to my hunger. But I just wanted to see if that air fryer would work, and I thought this would be a good opportunity out here before I stick it in the RV. But they're crispy, they're good. All right, guys, doing something a little bit different now. I came up here, it's still sunny outside, but I got quite a few movies that I downloaded, so I kind of want to get started on them, believe it or not. And I just like being up here. I like the view that it gives me, and it's peaceful up here, and it's not really hot. So I don't mind that's the whole point of coming out here for me camping, is to just decompress and relax. And this is going to be pretty relaxing up here, getting a movie going. And because I've got something I want to show you folks when it gets dark, but I'm essentially just sitting around and waiting for it to get dark. So I got some movies. I brought my fan here, and I'm glad I did, because it's 70 degrees, but there's no air movement. I bought this. I had an orange fan. I don't even know what brand it was, but it was essentially just like this. But warning to all of you folks, it's got a Type-C charging cord. My orange fan did, and I plugged it into my power station on the 60-watt output, and it fried my fan. It wouldn't work after that. So luckily that was right at the end of the summer, and I didn't really need it, but I picked this one up, and it's pretty cool. It's just it's got a 10,000 milliamp fan, so it's going to last for hours and hours. But and I don't know how useful it's going to be, but it's got a solar panel on the back to kind of keep it topped off, kind of like a trickle charger. But really what I like about it is the fact that it's got lights, and I need lights in here, and especially when it's going to be getting warmer in here at night. These will help, especially for filming. You can actually see me, because lighting in here is terrible. So I brought this, and you turn this thing up to full blast, it pushes out a really good amount of airflow. I don't need that much. I'm gonna just turn it on halfway. I don't need these lights, obviously. But anyway, what I wanted to, I don't know, I'm off the walls tonight apparently, but camping season for our family is coming up here pretty quick with the RV, and we're not gonna be doing any camping in the summer, because that's just not very fun. But we always do a thing with our little kids that we call monster hunting, and they love to go out at night with their flashlights through the woods and look for armadillos and whatever, raccoons, things. They just get an absolute kick out of it. So I thought this would be absolutely a blast, at least for me. I don't know if the kids are going to like it or not, but I got an infrared thermal camera type thing, and I'm going to test it out tonight again. I guess this is my testing episode for our RV trips. But it's got a little handle with a monitor, and that's going to be easy for you folks to see. But it's just like a little, I don't know what you call it, a one-piece eye thing. But I tested it out at home with my dogs, and it's kind of creepy. When the house was completely dark, I would look around and my dog would just be like glowing. It was kind of weird. So it's going to be weird to see if I can find anything, because there's a ton of raccoons out here. But I'm going to show you, gang, what this looks like, because it's pretty cool. It's just a toy. I don't really need it, and I'm using my kids as an excuse to say they're going to love it, but they really will. I think. I know I will, but it's pretty cool. So you can screw it onto this little gun, essentially, and instead of having to hold it, you can use this monitor, which will be good for, especially with two kids. They're not going to be fighting over one eyepiece. But you've got a little monitor here with an HDMI cord, and it's not going to do me any good to show you folks here right now because it's light outside. But I was surprised at how well it picked up. Now, if something's like behind a tree, obviously it's not going to pick it up, where there's nothing between the lens and the animal. But I really want to see what this looks like out here tonight, because there's a ton of wildlife. And watch, I say that, and we're not going to see a single thing tonight probably, but we're going to give it a try. But while we sit there and wait for the sun to go down, I'm just going to get a movie going and kind of wait. It's 7:15, so it's not even late. But I got a couple of good movies. I started watching, and I meant to tell you, gang, about this movie that I watched last episode, last week. It was with Denzel Washington. I only got through half of it because I fell asleep. But it was amazing so far. I'm going to finish that right now. I think it was called The Little Things. Yes, The Little Things. It's got Denzel Washington, I think Jared Leto. I got 45 minutes left to finish that from last week, so I'm going to get that going. And hopefully by that time, it'll be kind of dark enough where we can go out there and do some of our own monster hunting. So stay tuned. Alright gang, well it is not pitch dark outside, but if it gets any darker, I'm not going to be able to film this, so I'm going to walk down here into the woods and see if we can find any little scurrying critters. I've been hearing them all night, but of course as soon as I get down here, we probably won't see any. But here's kind of what the little infrared camera looks like. And I can actually change the modes on it. You can zoom in, so you can zoom in, but I want to show you also, you got green screen, then this is at your actual, like what you would consider, what I think of as the heat signature. Man, it's getting dark down here. But I'm gonna walk around here. I went the wrong way. Which way should we go? We go back up here. See, those rocks are hot. Come on, animals. See my truck. It's wild. The truck's nice and warm. Okay, well, I don't want to seem like a stalker, but I hope you guys could see that. You could see that person walking their dog. That was crazy. Let's see if I can. Yeah, there they go. Okay, I'm not going to film anymore because that's probably some form of illegal, but gang, I think I'm going to crawl up here in the tent. Got my awning put up already, just so I don't have to do it in the morning again. And I know it's really dark and this camera's terrible, but yeah, we'll see you up here in the tent here in just a little bit, gang. Thanks for sticking around. Well, gang, I am obviously not in my tent. I am on my way home tonight. I was setting up, getting ready for bed, getting all my stuff ready, throwing up in the tent, and my wife called, and we got a little issue with one of our little ones. They're not feeling well, and I got to get home tonight to be there in the morning, earlier than anticipated. So the boss said I need to get home, so I am headed home. Not really what I was expecting, but hey, these all don't work out perfectly, and luckily I'm only about an hour away, so it's not too long of a drive. But yeah, so I guess I'll see you folks next week. Yeah, not gonna be much of a sunrise in the morning or a coffee with Brian when we wake up, so for that I apologize, but we will see you again here very soon. So gang, if you did stick around this long to see this, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Take care.